Now, Manto Mavrogenous. She was one of the heroes of the Greek War of Independence and one of the most prominent female figures in the revolution. One of the other famous ones, of course, Bubulina. Manto is celebrated for her financial contributions, patriotism, and active involvement in the fight against Ottoman rule, similar to the way that Bubulina is. So who was Manto? She was born into a wealthy aristocratic family from Mykonos, with roots from the Fanari, just like Ypsilantis. She was well educated, influenced by Enlightenment philosophy. She was fluent in French and Italian, and she read the classics Voltaire and Rousseau, and she admired the values of the French Revolution. And like Bubulina, she put her money where her mouth was, and she used her personal wealth to equip ships, troops, and supply arms to revolutionaries. She funded naval campaigns from Mykonos, including the defense of the Kyklades from Ottoman attacks. And she reportedly freed hundreds of enslaved Greeks and took care of orphans and refugees. So she took part in organizing military campaigns, and she directly appealed to European leaders in Philhellenes for support. But she was deep in the trenches, and she even acted as commander and strategist in her region, particularly on Mykonos and nearby islands. And similar to Bubulina's kind of inglorious end, after the war she was marginalized by the new Greek political elite, especially after Kapodistrias came to power, and she lost much of her fortune, and she lived in relative obscurity, eventually settling in Paros, where she died in 1848. So unfortunately, this was the end for a lot of these Greek revolutionary heroes. They fought hard during the war, put their lives at risk, gave their wealth to the initiative, but afterward, when it was a struggle for power of who should lead, these kind of guerrilla fighters and the intellectual class, they were having infighting and saying, we're the ones who should properly rule, not the guerrilla fighters. And especially this is gendered as well. So unfortunately, people who put their lives and their fortunes at risk for the cause, for Greek independence and the fight against the Ottomans, they were sidelined for other people who had a bigger stake in power. Generally, walking around in Nafplion is fantastic because everything kind of comes to life. You're walking in neighborhoods and streets where these gigantic heroes of the Greek Revolution lived, spoke, interacted, planned. It's really an incredible feeling to walk around the city.